From the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of primetime, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
The KSM Show.
Thank you. Today, my guest is one of the finest broadcast journalists, also an entrepreneur, and we're learning more and more about hair. But in the meantime, put your hands together, show some love like you've never done before. Put your hands together for Bridget Otoo.
Have you changed
No.
since I've been here?
Yeah, it's been a while.
What was it?
1, 2, 3.
I'd like to add this one.
You want to? Feel free. Feel free. Have a seat. She's in the house, and if you can tell already, it's going to be a great time we're going to have. Sit around, we're taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
The KSM Show.
This is your African King of Comedy, Michael Blackson. You're watching King of Primetime, the KSM Show right here, mother sucker.
Yay! Actually, my guest is right here in the house, so we're going to get straight to business. When I was introducing you, I said, show some love for Bridget Otoo. Then when I came to sit down, I said, is it still Otoo? Because I know she's married, though. I don't want any man in the house upset. Okay, so is he?
And he's here.
Oh, he's here. Show some love. He's in the audience. So, is it still?
Yes,
Otoo?
it's
Where?
still Otoo.
He's also
he
Otoo?
said no. No, he's Tete.
Tete?
Yes, but because I have worked with the Otoo for a long time, he thinks that it's fine. And
Then he understood.
Yes. Maybe when I'm old, cry I can.
Hey. He's not a Santi.
No, he's a Gaman.
Is it?
Gaman.
I said, we are Mrs.
Bridget Tete.
Show some love for Shanti.
I
won't play the Oh, so still you're using your Otoo, which you all know.
Yes.
Okay.
Bridget
And
Tete.
then you're bad.
And you're bad. At the right time, you may use it. At the right time, at the right time, we use it, yeah.
Let me tell you a very interesting story.
Yeah.
I have a friend, not my age group, like I said, young friend, much younger, like my son.
Right. Oh, okay.
This guy is crazy over you.
Hey.
Yes.
Oh my God.
With
Why?
all due respect to the husband, Pacho.
Oh,
This
wow.
guy is crazy over you.
Oh.
Do
Do you know why?
He doesn't know why. He just loves us. When I see Bridget to them, my heart.
Oh my
he
God.
carry on and on and on. And let me tell you the most interesting part of this whole story.
Right.
when he heard you had gotten married, the guy got a heartbreak.
Oh, I have to meet him.
You have to meet him.
I have to meet him. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I have to meet him.
Shenu, if you're watching, she says she has to meet you, so stand by.
I have to meet him.
Your husband was very careful when you meet this guy. This guy,
he will go.
I don't know what to do to him.
Oh no!
Just the
I
name.
didn't know. A lot of the time, the stories I hear, politicians, they are upset because of how I speak about government.
Those have a crush on you.
I think so. I think especially Nanado and Baumia.
They have a crush on you.
They do. Some they love you. They wish you were in their camp and you're not there, and they think that you're with someone else, and so they say there's a fine line between love and hate. So I mean, if you're with us, look, we love you, we adore you, but if you're not with us, okay, we don't love you. But deep down, they love me. I know they love me.
Oh wow, that's a very interesting story. You had to hear first.
No, they do. They do. No, they do. Some of them send me private messages. I can't say this in public, okay? But what you are doing there, I wish you were doing it for us. They love me. Yeah. Yes. They
Wow.
do.
I knew he was going to be excited. Oh, the first bombshell. Not really crash. That's the first bombshell.
The funny thing, so before I came here, that was yesterday, I saw a snake in my house and I tweeted about because I was really traumatized.
Yeah.
And all the comments said, it's Nana, the mother serpents of corruption. But it helped me to deal with it. It really helped me to deal with it because I was really traumatized. I was scared. I said, oh, is Nana doing that? Because you are criticizing him too much.
Too much.
Okay. So that was the way to process my trauma.
The mother serpent.
to give me warning at home.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
That's it.
Oh, I usually get into this much later, but the way we started, I have to start right away.
Right,
so who is Mr. Tete? And where did you meet?
My husband. Oh, my.
Your husband.
Oh, who is this? Okay, Dr. Tete. So,
Dr. Tete.
So what happened?
Apologies, man. I want my lawyer to take judicial notice on the fact that I made a mistake. So where did you meet Dr. Tete?
I wasn't expecting that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I sprung it up on you.
Wow.
Mama, chance to cry.
Oh, okay, so it's through a friend, Fatih. I was there, and then she sent me a WhatsApp that her friend is interested in me. He had seen my picture on her WhatsApp status, and I was like, oh, whatever. Because I get that a lot. Because when you're on TV, all kinds of people approach you. And this was around 2018. So he gave my number to him, and he texted me on WhatsApp. Then he of course alerted her that he had texted me. So I went to look at his WhatsApp's DP, and it was this guy with like well built, like he's having a good time, and he had a tattoo on his shoulder. So I said like, no, never. I said no, never. I'm like, nah, this one never. So I didn't respond to him, and he kept texting me. So I just said, okay, let me just say hello to him again. And then
what was
I
he saying?
didn't
Hello, I'm interested.
Yeah, how are you, Bridget?
Hi,
Then he'll send maybe an Instagram DM. Maybe when I post, he'll just text me and say, oh, this is beautiful. I won't respond. So I think it went on for more than 2 years.
Really?
Yes. He kept saying, I really want to meet you. And I was like, nah. Then during COVID, he kept pressuring me because I realized that we lived close.
Okay.
And then he kept pressuring. I said, I'm not going to be your COVID meal. Because, because we are in a lockdown.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, I think you're just at home, you're bored, you're looking for somebody else. I am not going to be your meal. No. After COVID, when everything is normal.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so after COVID, which was June 2020, thereabouts, things had gone back to normal. Still, I didn't, so I waited around September. So September 2020 was the first time I saw him since he sent me a message in 2018. Yes, and so, yeah, we met, and when I saw him, he was well-educated, and I was like, like he had everything, and I was like, nah, this guy is going to break my heart, no way.
It looked too good to be true?
It looked too good to be true, so we had a great conversation, and when he left, I had a friend in the UK, and I said he should investigate him for me. Yes, to find out, is he into drugs? Is he
is your friend a private investigator?
No, he works with the British intelligence agent, so he can get some of these.
So you subjected him to British intelligence?
Yes. to investigate, to make sure he's not a Sakawa boy. He's not into drugs because I care about my image. I mean, so he did that, and then I realized, okay, he was a clean guy. I mean, we can be friends now.
He's a cool guy.
Yes, he's a cool guy, and I was like, okay, cool. So we can be friends. So because he had already been pursuing me for more than 2 years, he was really forthright with it. But I wasn't sure. But the more I spent time with him, the more I liked him. So when we met, I think we traveled. He took me somewhere. So he was the person who helped me like explore Ghana. I was not going anywhere. So he would take me to maybe Elmina. First, we started with Pram Pram because it was closer to where I lived. And then I really liked him. When I realized I liked him, I broke up with him.
When you realized you liked him?
I really liked him. I was
you broke up?
Yes, I broke up with him.
Why?
For like, I didn't mind him for like 6 months. I was like, nah, I don't know. There was a part of me that said, nah, this guy is just going to break. It was just too good to be true.
Afraid.
I was afraid. I was so afraid.
So it was like a protective thing for you.
Yeah. And he said, so I broke up with him, and I just went back to normal work. I wouldn't.
So what, you wrote to him and say,
No, I didn't. I blocked him everywhere.
Oh, you blocked him?
I blocked him so I won't have access to him, and so I can focus on my work. I felt he was a distraction. And also, he had roots in NPP. So I thought, okay, maybe NPP had sent him to come. But then I realized that, this girl is probably doing a lot of things.
Show some love, man.
Doing a lot of things for Mahama, so maybe she
maybe it's a plant.
Maybe this is her weakness. Let's put this guy there. So it was one of the things that he also, my investigator had to look for. Has he been planted? Is this someone who has sent him? Yes, apart from the drugs and the Sakawam, to check if he has been sent by somebody.
A plant.
To try. Yeah, and then I realized that no, he genuinely wanted to,
Wow.
when I still broke up with him anyway, and then I went back to doing normal things, and it was 6 months, so I went back to him. I said, oh, I'm sorry, like I want you back.
What did Dr. Tete say?
He said no. I think I did that like 2 or 3 times. The first time he said okay. Then the second time was my birthday. We had a birthday dinner with my friends. He was there. He came to support me. Then after the birthday, I think this was 2021. So we got married in 2020. Yeah. So this was 2020 going into 2021. December, my birthday. So right after, so the 1st January of that year, when he woke up to a long test, I think everything, but I just don't want to do this again. And that was the first text he read, and then I moved from where I was because I thought he would come there. So I went to live with my sister, so he wouldn't come and find me. And then stay there till his heartbreak maybe has subsided.
Calm down
or something, a bit. Then I will come back. He would text me, I wouldn't respond. I don't know, I was just afraid. I think I was just afraid to allow myself to be loved by somebody, yes. And so I went back to him, I think March of that year, and he said no. This time he won't come back. Nah, I like doing that.
Show him some love, man.
I told him, I'm sure now. I was just afraid, I was just afraid. And then he said, okay. Then he said, no, me.
Is that what?
Because if he impregnates me, I won't go anywhere. Because I look like I'm that kind of woman who wouldn't want to. So that was his main way, me before. And so that's how everything escalated from there. Oh, and he made sure that he did that as well.
Doc is a serious guy, man. I like him.
He did, and then I remember he said, "Oh, can I?" He wants to see my parents. I was like, "Are you really serious?" Yeah. So because I also wasn't sure, even though he said he wanted, so I went to my brother and I said, "Okay, assuming that somebody wants to marry your sister, it's not me, okay? Because everybody is married, and I think myself and my brother, we are the only ones who are not married. My other brother." So I said, "Oh, assuming someone wants to marry, okay, go and ask our father. What are the things that they ask?" But it's not me. But let's assume, say, your mind says it is me. But don't tell anybody.
But it's not you.
But it's not me.
But just in case you think it's you.
It's me. But just don't say I'm the one requesting for that. So my brother went to my dad and got the list. The list. Knocking. So I looked at it. I was like, it's cheap, Papa.
What was on the list that it was cheap?
Some 2 snap.
And
it's 1,000 CDs, 1,005. And that's it, like some. I was like, everything was not even up to 3,000 Ghana. My father is telling me cheapo. Do you know what? Yes. So he saw it when he was so happy, and then told his people that this is manageable. So told his family that he's met a girl. I think he had already told his big brother about me. So he said, oh, this is really manageable. Well, let's do it. You know, so they went to do the knocking. I said, okay, please, can we do the engagement too quickly? Because he realized I was cheap, and I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, so, no, I know, right? I know, not at all. So I think after the knocking, it was 2 or 3 months later that we went to do the engagement in Takoradi. Very quiet, my family.
Traditional, right?
Yes, very.
Guess
yes,
how
very.
I know?
You saw it on social media?
No. My friend who was crazy about you actually actually told me, said it was a traditional thing.
My God.
They said everybody was saying traditional.
This guy. And let me tell you, find something. I have never said this anywhere. So when we're going to do the traditional, we had said that, look, we don't want to do anything big. I also believe that if you're, going to marry, look at the person that you're marrying. You're marrying is a family thing. It's the purpose of it. It's not for show. And my big brother, I love him so much. You know, he said, we are not serving. Also, your friends who are coming, they can afford alcohol. They should buy their own alcohol. So he just bought you Coke, malt, and water. That's it. And I remember when we're doing it, we said the decor and those things. I said, 20 chairs. I said, Ma, please, choristers, all of them, they are not my friends, they are your friends, so I beg you, don't bring them. No, don't bring them.
Don't bring them.
Just bring 3 people, my father, 3 people. So we rented 20 chairs, only 20.
20?
It was my sister's husband who rented extra 20 chairs because he thought there will be more. In the end, we ended up having about maybe 60 to 100 people, but we said 20. We just wanted it to be as private as possible.
Wow.
We also believe that, the institution of marriage is not for show. It's a very serious institution where, and the people who matter are there. My mom and dad, his parents, and his family. Those are the most important things. So
there's a core
yeah,
family.
that's it. Because they hold the marriage. It's if we go and hire whatever, get a blast on social media, it won't really.
Wow.
It won't really make the marriage.
You're quite different. Because I won't say all, but most ladies, they want they want
I sell cement. Cement 1 cedi. Profit is 1 cedi. So if I calculate the chair is 4 cedis. The chair that we are renting, the profit is more than the profit I make on the cement. So why would we want to waste money? No. We have projects that we are interested in, and those are more.
Wow.
Yeah. The person who did the food is from our house. Who came? We didn't waste. No. I think after engagement, they gave us ice chest of food and fish. We took to our to eat for 1 month. So everything was like reasonable, and I think that's how Van is. Van is very down to earth. My husband eats banku from Monday to Sunday. Banku, that's it. So I just make it and put it in the freezer. I'm okay.
So you don't go through halabia with any.
So he's an extremely reasonable person, level-headed. So I knew that was the kind of life I wanted. Yeah, I think it's easy to get caught up in this craziness outside, but you always need to. No. So
it's become the in thing.
No,
that is not like that.
I've always been
standard.
Grounded. No, at all. Oh no, you will not. You cannot buy pressure for me. No. No,
wow.
At all. No, at all. Things are tough. Businesses are tough. I've seen my business, go through the whole inflation thing, lose my capital. So I don't joke with money. I don't waste money. I won't. It has to be, unless you're giving it to me. I know how hard it is to come by. So you wouldn't want to waste it.
Wow.
No, at all.
As you're talking, I'm thinking I need to host you and your husband one of these days, man.
He'll be happy. He's somewhere. I'm sure he'll be happy to share his own experiences as well with you. And for me, those are really endearing things. When I spend time with him, I realize that he loves to be home. But for the fact that he had to be on campus and teach, he's always at home. He's at Regional Maritime University, teaches, I think, multimodal transport. Look, the rest I forgot. I mentioned one. The rest I forgot. A lot. He teaches a lot of courses at the university. And and he enjoys it. So, but for the fact that he had to be on campus, he'll probably do Zoom and stay home with me. Yeah. So that's been our life. Yeah.
Man, I like him already. It's funny, I've never, ever, I think I've done this show for 20 years plus. Yeah. Started with a person like this show. But
oh my God. I was not expecting that. And I've not told this. I don't think he is aware that I'm saying this, so he also watches it on TV. He also watches it on TV. No, but that's his dad. And I think I also needed someone who understood the kind of thing I did, the politics of it. You know, every day you get attacked for your opinion, your views. You need someone who is strong, you know. I think sometimes even he gets to him a bit because he's muted me. So he doesn't see what people say about me. Because it's hard, you know, he'll be tempted to respond. Because sometimes I have to go and tell him, don't go and respond to anything. Don't go and, you know, don't go and. I don't know if you saw what happened at the demonstration where he was on the street, he was shouting. Yeah, that's the kind of person he is, you know. So I'll tell him, babe, don't go and respond. Don't. Just pretend or block me. So you don't see, because this is part of it. And he understands that.
Wow.
If I say something, as long as I have an opinion on something, someone will also have an opinion.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, their opinion might not be an intellectual, but might be an insult.
But still their opinion. Wow, show some love, man. Whoa.
I have never told the person else to.
Great. Well, now that I've started with a love bit, which normally I would have been ending, you know, the last few minutes. So tell me, are you? But now that I started with it, we can move on now to what in the past where I would have started. So I know you were with TV3.
Yes, I was.
And then you went to Metro?
Yes, now
you're currently with Metro.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think before I went to Metro, I took a break. So I left TV3 in 2017. And then that break, 2017, I didn't know what to do. I tried a few things, maybe get some Uber. And I realized drivers will give you headache. I might get hypertension and die, leave the car for the driver. And a very good friend of mine at GIJ, who also studied journalism and PR. I think Susie did PR. She was selling cement, and I asked her, look, I had moved to a developing area, you know, living in an uncompleted building with no water and no light. And I said, this area, I think the cement would sell. And she said, yes. So she taught me how to do it. And so I was able to get some few bags of cement with the help of American Man, I'm so sorry, I don't know his name. American Man and his wife. So they would bring the goods, and I started selling. But I couldn't afford it, so I would sit in the shop myself and sell as a sales girl. You know, and sell. Yeah, so I was selling this because I didn't have 350 cedis a month to pay the sales girl. So I started selling. I think the first 3 weeks, they didn't buy anything. But I still kept sitting. People will come and make inquiries. And I'll get on one of the guys in the area, the Aboboya. So I'll sit on an Aboboya and then we'll go to the
You were an Aboboya yourself?
Yes, with him. I'll sit,
Distributing your cement?
I swear. No, to go and beg people to come and buy from us. So I'll go to the site. You know, when you go there, I'm covered in cement, so they won't even look at you. It's not like, oh, no, I've resigned from TV. They don't even know who is this person. So I go to the sites there. And the contractor is there, Mason. I was like, oh, boss, good morning. Please, we sell cement. Oh, we have a place we buy our cement. Don't come. So, but I'm not saying stop. If you buy 20, just come and buy 3 from us. And, you know, that's how. So I kept going to different side.
Wow.
It went on for a while, and eventually they came. When they come, customer service. Hey, my husband always says, I will lie on the floor. Oh, hey, yes, boss. So please, just so you can come and buy the cement. Yes. And we've been doing it for 6 years. And eventually when it caught on, it was like magic. People thought, they drew, and I said, yeah. People were buying. We could sell like almost 2,000 bags in a week. Yes, when it caught on, yes. When it caught on. And I remember my first trip, I didn't have the money to buy 500 bags, but a contractor had promised to buy 500 bags for us. So it was on that promise that I ordered the cement. And then when the cement was coming, I was praying there every day.
Just when they come through.
And the thing was, you know, on the way. And I'll call him, Dauda, I beg. And the cement was, I will. But he's buying 500, but he won't take all the 500. He's taking 125. But he'll give me the money for 500 so I can keep the rest in my shop. Because when people come and it's a lot, they have faith. They believe, you can do more.
Yes.
So eventually the cement came in, and I said, they should wait. The man is, I said, Mr. Dauda, the cement is in. The 120, I said, okay, he'll take it. So he took it, and the driver said, they should wait. Should I give you what? I didn't have the money. I was just delaying them so I can get the money and pay them. Eventually, Mr. Dauda came, and then I took the check from them, and I paid the driver. And we kept the rest of the cement in the shop. And people saw that, we can order more. So now they started buying more. If you order more, I will buy more. If I don't have, I will send Aboboya, go to the other shop, go and buy and bring it. Let's go and keep them. So that's it. So it was there after 4 years, almost 4 years, that I get a call from Metro to come. And
really?
I thought, yes.
So you're doing a cement business?
I did cement for 4 years. So 2017 to 2021. I sold cement, yes. So I started.
So it wasn't like you were on air and they came to
coach
you.
No, I did full time. I think that if I were even on air, I wouldn't have been serious with the cement. Yeah, so by doing it for 4 years, I got to know how it worked, and I realized that I was making money from it now. I was so happy. I didn't want to leave, and I didn't want to even do metro. It was because of Dr. Randy Abbey that I came, you know, because eventually he called me and I said, okay, let me just give it a shot. Also, it was part-time and it was, the money was okay. So I thought, okay, then let me do it. And the cement was at a point where I could. And I had also, in the 4 years though, even though I was not on air, I was still using my social media to torment the government. So
we'll be coming to that.
So I thought that, okay, it was good to be on air again. And you know, when I came, some issue happened.
Yeah, they were there, yes, yes.
I was
very tricky issues then, you know.
You know, because of my issue, my activism and opinion and advocacy online. So yeah, so Randy brought me to Metro TV and I've been there since. It's also been 3 years and I can't believe it, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed that.
No.
So you're living in an
uncompleted building.
Is
Yes,
it incomplete or uncompleted?
Uncompleted.
Uncompleted. Okay. No, not incomplete. Uncompete. Please don't write that in your essay.
So there was no light and no water. Yeah.
And that's when it dawned on you that this area needs cement?
Yeah. No, it humbled me. Because I was coming from TV3, where I was used to being on, and I was also living at Airport West.
So how come, what happened to move from Airport West?
Rent
happened there?
Rent, and it was in USD. They were going to increase it by almost 500 USD, and I thought, this is not, I'm not going to do it. I won't do it, one, because I'm not in town, I'm not on air, I'm not earning that money. So why waste it? And I had a building that was uncompleted. So instead of renewing with that,
you decided to go into a building.
Yeah, so I used that to buy doors. My brother-in-law also helped me to buy a few doors and then finish the roof. And then I went in. Yeah, so it was only one room I had done, which was the bedroom, so I can stay there and then put my things in the hall and covered them. And yeah, I lived there for 6 to 8 months, no light, no water. Like, yeah, I was sweating, you know. So I would come to town. My sister is in airport. Come and enjoy the AC in the night rest.
And I can imagine you know, you sport nicely, walking about town, man.
Yeah. So that period humbled me a lot. I learned a lot. I saw the value of money. I also knew that if I put in more in my own, I would earn more. And then the cements became my escape. So I haven't lived in the no lights, no water for a few months. I got used to it. So if I'm sitting in front of the shop and sell cement,
so how were you?
People,
Where did you fetch your water to use daily, like
so
cooking?
We'll buy.
Oh, you
we'll buy water. We'll buy water. So I had this small poly tank. We'll buy water. They'll bring, I think, 40 cedis, and then you use it a bit. And I hadn't done all the things I needed to do. So I had this small table. That's why I would clean my things on it. And yeah, and I did it for some time. It was, it felt fulfilling. Even though I was living alone completely, I thought it was mine.
It was yours.
And it was,
It is yours.
It is, yes. And I felt really fulfilled in that. Yeah, and I felt fulfilled. And
now, I hope
it motivated me.
You know, because many of the youth that I encounter have this sad sense of entitlement. So they are not able to go through sacrifices and anything like this. Like, no.
Yeah.
But you just said from airport playing USD straight into your own little
I did
joint.
Yes, because I mean, no matter how plush a place is, if it's not yours, it's not yours.
It's not yours.
Yeah, and the rent will go up. And I think I also inspired some of my friends to also do that. When they came to see that, look at this is why I live. I was like, yeah, it's mine, but if it's not complete, it will be. I mean, if you come and see it now, you won't believe that. Sometimes I wish I have some of the content on my phone. That you could see where we had come from to where we are now. You wouldn't even recognize that this was the state of the house when we started, and this is how it is now. And I've had to deal with all kinds of people. You know, when Masons, when they come, I'm sitting at the shop because they don't know who I am. I remember this experience, sticks out in my head so much. It was in front of my shop, and I was sitting there, this Mason comes in. Hey, when you have a show 9 to what do you mean? Just come and worry. I'm so boss you, Matthew. Hey, when you have sorry, now I'm sorry, I'll get up. I didn't say anything. You know, I think he was no, not Mason, a steel bender.
He was a steel bender.
Coming to, so he needed something. So he was waiting for someone. Hey, he kept, going on, literally abusing me, left, right, center. And then he said this. But my sister, if you were a journalist, be the name say no, he knelt down. Oh, madam, because after he saw him, okay, he was saying all kinds of things, unprintable words. Just because he thinks that he has come to meet a sales girl, that's just talking anyhow because he's coming to buy. He said, no, so boss, no problem, boss. So then the way he said, Matisse, if you're a journalist, he went on his knee. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, and apologized. I was always because madam, wait a minute, So yeah, I encountered all kinds of, and I keep telling, even now, I tell my salespeople that when you're at work between 7, we open at 7 and close at 5. You are working. You are going to encounter masons.
Many things.
And masons, when they come, they are dressed, their clothes are dirty, but they are the ones putting food on our table. Treat them well. And if somebody comes and even annoys you, just stomach it. Stomach it. 5 o'clock, you are done. There's nothing. Come. Yeah. Because when you come, if you come and see the way I treat my customers, you'll be happy. And everybody say the reason why we buy from your shop is because of this, because of the way you treat us. So it's customer service is rare. I mean, people feel like they are doing a favor by even serving you. It's the opposite. It's the opposite in my shop. And if you don't even buy, we'll still thank you. Anyway, if somebody misbehaves, they are gone. Because I know how I have suffered to get there. I mean, 3 weeks, 1 month, you sit in the shop, nobody comes to ask for a bag of cement.
3 weeks.
Now that you have... Yes, now that people are selling, I'm not going to bluff them. I'm going to worship them as king, treat them as king, so they always come to the same shop.
Oh, man. Man. I wish all of you salespeople, customer people are listening to this. Because one of the biggest problems in Ghana is customer service.
Yeah, it is.
Because they somehow think that you, the customer, are supposed to provide them with a service, not they providing the service.
You won't come to my shop and leave. Even if I won't make a peso on it, I'll still sell to you. So the next time you come, and that's how I've built relations. There are people who have been buying from my shop for the past 6 years, and they will come there. If they come and I don't have something, they'll say, okay, then you go and buy from somewhere else for me. Yeah, yes, and through the summer I've done so. There are so many things I've done. I never thought I would be able to do, but because of the cement, I've met people that I didn't think that I was going to meet in the cement. People now trust my opinion. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, for instance, called me and said, look, I like how you market your cement. Come and see what you can do with Jata cement. I think he was the first person to have confidence in me and say that, look, I think that you can do this thing. And even though I'd been doing it for some time, not on a large scale. So when he said that, I thought, yeah, I can actually, and I started talking about Jata cement, and people go there to Jata and say, oh, yeah, Bridget was advertising on her page. I think the first truck of Jata cement I got, I was on the truck. I was standing on top of the truck. Yeah, and I was, counting the cement, and I think people really liked it, and I'm grateful to someone like him who had faith in someone like me and believe, because even other brands would not have had that faith. And I hope that I have lived up to expectation. I haven't disappointed.
You have exceeded expectation.
I hope so. I hope so.
And
so
it's getting so exciting. So this is about the time I'll take a commercial break. When we come back, then I'll start the real interview.
Hey.
Wait, nearly one more up. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Hi, my name is Angela Metal, a massage therapist at Cactus Creek. My job is simply to pamper you with the 3 hours, to relax you, to revitalize you, and to rejuvenate you. Come and let me pamper you.
055 039 5007.
Most of you are loving my jacket. Mr. Sao, I am if rough. The jacket is provided by KSM Essentials. So if you want some, this is the number to call.
0247 661983.
So call KSM and get yourself a pretty decent jacket.
The KSM Show.
Hello everyone, my name is Johnny Hughes, host of 3FM Sunrise on 92.7 and also Johnny's Bites, the impactful and popular editorial. If you're looking for something to relax you and something to wind down with, kick up your feet, grab a cold drink and enjoy, you know your best bet, the king of primetime television, KSM.
We're back, and I'm having a ball here. I wish you had seen the chat while you were waiting for us to come back. But oh, that's so amazing. Yeah. That's so amazing.
Thank you.
So let me jump now into your career with journalism.
Sure.
I'll definitely go back to your cement days, man.
Sure.
These days, when people come and they excite me, I don't let them go.
Yeah.
I ask for more time and I keep them. So only Lord knows what will happen.
Oh.
But you have had some encounters, you know,
yes.
being a journalist, you know, from TV3 to Metro. You know, the system in Ghana is such that unless you toe a particular line, the government will not look kindly on you, whichever government it is.
Right.
They expect some loyalties.
Sure.
What problems have you had in that regard?
Well, I never set out to support a particular party. I just wanted to do my job as a journalist. And I remember this started back in TV3. I was approached by this government, a minister in this government, that they wanted me to be part of their communication team because of my presence on TV3, doing politics, and I don't know. I was not interested.
So they wanted you as part
of their communication. So a journalist will be getting information from them, which will obviously influence what I say outside. Now, I was just not interested. I mean, it was a no. But I grew up in a family that was purely NPP. My dad, my dad's first vote for NDC was in the 2020 elections. That was the first time. He'll be 80 in August. Wow. And his first vote for NDC was just in 2020. And I know in 2024 he's voting NDC. Now, so I grew up in a family that was like purely NPP, neighborhood, second D, Papa Usu and Kuma, so that was the environment I grew up in. So naturally it should have been easy for me to say, oh yeah, why not, but I just said no because...
Why did you say no?
I wanted to do my job without anybody telling me what to do.
No controls from anywhere.
No, nothing, just to... And what I was saying was not influenced by anybody. Now, as soon as I said no, post that, was when I realized the attacks on me had increased. They were like deliberate attacks. And I think
from which, who was attacking?
Then they were in opposition. The NPP was in opposition then. And it had increased. And I think that was because also my opinion kind of aligned with the government of the day, which was the NDC government. And that's because I always say that I've always been like a big admirer of the former President John Mahama because of his demeanor, the way he approached issues, the way he spoke. It didn't matter what she said about him. If he saw you, and this is even Manasseh's words, that even if you wrote something bad about him, when he saw you, he would shake your hand. Try that with Nana. The security who do this to you. And they've done it. They will mafia you. Like it is you are coming to you, which hand? So it was there. So maybe that subconsciously may have influenced the way my initial no and the way I approached things, even though it was not deliberate. But because I had been approached by them and I said no, it meant that I was with these people. On the other side, yes. So that was it. Unfortunately, while I was working even at TV3, for instance, I think my opinion on the IEA debate, and I said it was not useful. I didn't think that it made any impact on our elections. And I remember the person was not a professor, there was a doctor then. The current Jean Mensah, who was with IEA, and her people, they wrote this stinker to board of TV3 at the time that I seem to have a certain influence over the presenters that I work with. I said no. If I'm presenting with someone, they cannot hold their arguments or hold them to account, because I am not putting a gun to anybody's head. If you think that my arguments are so solid that they are convinced, you at home are convinced, then I am just doing a good job at articulating why I think it is not prudent, And it was such a terrible thing that they wrote. And
so let me get this. So you expressed your opinion
about
the debate.
About the debate.
It wasn't very favorable.
Yes, and it wasn't.
And they responded.
So that doctor, wrote to I think general manager of TV3 then, and it was after that, and the CEO at the time, called me and said that, look, be nice to these NPP people. I got the impression that they were all pro NPP, and it's fine. We all have our biases. Yeah. And because I said, look, I'm going to say what I feel I want to say. Nobody pays me. And it was, I think, then that they took me off air, and yeah, I think they've tried that now, even with Johnny Hughes and a few others. It's there. When they think that you are going a certain way and they don't like,
so
they do that to you.
Off air.
Yeah, they take you off air. No, they just took you off air. They literally halt your career. They are telling you that we decide how you are going to go. So they are it's funny, those experiences made me more love social media more, because then I had control over my own. People are following because of my views, my thoughts, not because I sat on television. And that's why even till this day, I value my presence on social media than even being on television, because I built my following whilst I was home, not even whilst I was on TV. So when they took me off, I think it was it June 2016, after we had launched our election, campaign, I was like the lead. It was around that time when they had done billboards and everything, and I think I have said it elsewhere, where TV3 went to the extent of removing my face off all the billboards just to prove a point that, look, she's not with us, or her views are not with us, or whatever. And it's funny because they got rid of me. Now they have Johnny Hughes to deal with. They have more. The more you try to suppress, try to cover up people like that, the more they blow. See, Bridget wins, but look at the people that have come after Bridget, So just allow people to express themselves. So long as they are not breaking any laws, they are working within the law.
But what I'm very curious, what did the letter to fire you say, that you are no longer part of us because... Or they were,
they said no, they didn't. So they called me into a meeting. The CEO called me and said I should be nice, I should be to NPP. I said no, I'm not gonna. What do you mean I should be? Am I deliberately being mean? I said, did I say anything that was a lie? If you can say something I've said on air that was not professional, that was unethical, then yes. But if you're saying everything I'm saying, but because they don't like my view, I think then that's them. I'm not responsible for how they feel. So it was after that I was chucked off, and to be honest, I didn't even bother my head. And I knew that after the election, I was going to leave anyway. So I stayed. So I was not part of the election even for that year, even though because of, the campaign to get me off everywhere. So I was, and the funny thing, even though I was not part of the election, I think on the election day, they gave me a cameraman and said I should just go and roam and find some place, because I was no longer on air. So I was roaming at Denta somewhere, and I had a friend at EC. And he said, Bridget, so I was like, I'm just around. They say I'm roving reporter. He said, Bridget, come. There's nobody at EC, so come. So I went to the EC headquarters, and can you believe that TV3 sent someone to come and remove me from there? That they haven't sent me there. And they said, well, she's already in. She has accreditation. We're not going to remove her. So then they had no choice but to work with me.
To work with you.
But when I was in the meeting, I was enjoying. I said, hey, they will call me. They will call me. And they will call me. I was like, we are the election commission headquarters. I was, you don't want to see me. You see my face. So I remember that I announced the results at the EC headquarters.
Yeah.
But once we were done, John Mahama had lost, Nanado had won. Look, the next, so December, I took my leave. January, I put in my resignation and I left TV3. And then when I left, so I continued online while I was selling my cement. And then that thing followed me to Metro TV, you know. And then when I came to Metro TV to the same NPP people, you know, chased me there. They didn't want me to work because they think
so there was
my
pressure to get out of Metro as well?
That is what it was, you know. Hey, Raddy, I said I won't talk about this anyway.
Can I hear free?
Oh, no. Yeah, I think they had tried. They had tried. And I'm so grateful to Dr. Randy Abbey, who stood his ground and said, look, unless she has done something illegal.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, you can show me something other than the fact that her views don't align with government's. But they are allowed to. And one of the reasons why I think I'm so strong in my opinion is that I always say I find fascinating what Manasseh does. He does such an incredible job. And for Manasseh to have been chased out of this country to go and seek protection outside, I felt like, look, we need more of us to speak out. Because if once Manasseh is quiet, okay, now Bridget, okay, let's go on Bridget. So once then another person, okay, now you can't. At this moment, I mean, if you look at what is happening, things are so terrible. Who are you going to shut up? If even NPP people are complaining. So if it is the few journalists that you were targeting, now it's not just journalists, it's everybody who is feeling the hardships in this country. So you may say, look, when I post, I have never heard anybody say, I always say this, that if you cannot call me a thief, not that I have stolen something, right? I call your government corrupt. I mentioned the scandals, how much they have stolen everything. And your response is that, oh, you are ugly. That one blame God, don't blame me. I have an issue with God. That is God's issue. That's it. But if it is not that I have stolen something, it is not that I have committed a crime, but because I am just doing exactly what the president said we should do, which is be citizens, then I'm really, really, really on the right path. Also, if they are coming for you, must really be important. Your views must hurt them. You know, sometimes I think about 2-3 weeks or maybe a month now, every time I see a post, oh, Bridget is doing that because John Mahama has promised her position. Bridget, I was like, hey, people, they've been in more meetings with John Mahama than me. Because they go there, they go and sit with John Mahama. I tell them, they come and Mr. Mahama, please, I'm here. Call me here.
Come here and tell me.
Call me and tell me.
I didn't know.
People know. They know everything I'm going to get when NDC comes to power. That me too, I am here. Please, so if it is happening, please call me. You know, anytime somebody says, and I respond, I say, please, not yet. You are paid. Your paymaster. I say, no, not yet. No, not yet. Yes. I'm just so strong in my conviction. I would rather be part of on the right side of history than just to have a voice. Yes. So I do it because I genuinely believe in it, and I believe in Mr. Mohammed's vision. That's the thing. And unfortunately, because he's NDC, that makes me NDC. I'm not. No, you are not. You will not shame me by calling me NDC. I am not a Cadbury man, but you are not going to shame me by calling me NDC. Okay, and so does that make me what? Less of a citizen, inhuman? No. Maybe there was a point where some people were ashamed because of how NPP had marketed itself. Yeah. But now they are seeing that everything has fallen over. It was just a big charade of talking and nothing to show for. I mean, that is how come today they can make an argument like, if you take the dollar from 1.2 to 4, it's worse than if you take the dollar from 4 to 15. I mean, just think, how ridiculous, how ridiculous is that? Yeah. So the way they marketed, themselves and Dr. Bawumia and how they have failed is why they are clutching at straw to be saying these things. Yeah, so I always say this, that Bawumia always reminds me of, when you were in school. Those kids in class, teacher will ask, what is this? Hey, Mata is this. What is that? Hey, this is every time they raise their hands, you put them there on the field and they feel poto. And that's exactly what we are seeing. That's exactly what we are seeing. The CD is there. If you go and download his audios, they are all there. But he has the power now. He can't bring the CD down. So he just reminds me of in school, those theory, people talk, give them the opportunity. And they don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. And nobody is going to shut me up on saying it. It is the truth. I buy cement. I know how expensive things are. That I buy today. 10 days ago, it was 101 cedis. Today, it's 113 cedis. That is the real math on the ground. That's the real tragedy that we're dealing with. That my cement, the capital that could buy me $1,000 a month ago is now buying me $900. And my capital is down. Not that I have spent it, but because the system just is terrible. The city has lost its value and we are struggling and we cannot say it. I think I'm just in a special position, a position where as a journalist, I'm also a businesswoman. So I feel it's both. So I get to tell it's both. As somebody who is selling and is struggling and I'm losing my money, to somebody who has a platform and a voice to talk about it and to represent those who don't have that voice and that platform that I do to talk about it.
So basically, so what?
So what?
I'm telling you what I go through. I'm telling you what I experience, which everybody is going through and experiencing.
So I think, the mistake they made was trying to gag me. They made me rather feel more powerful. And I remember, I think around that time when my issue at Metro TV started, I was then with my husband. He was my boyfriend then. So he came to pick me at Motorway when the whole incident happened. And he, I remember when he met me on the motorway, because I could not believe what had happened to me. So when he picked me up on the motorway, I sat down and I was like, these people have made me feel so powerful. Look at the extent they are going to get. Oh, wow. I think I even tweeted it. I think if you go and check, I probably tweeted that I have never felt so confident in my life.
Really?
That's how I processed it positively. Because I was like this girl from second D. Like, how can I shake this? That's the only time I talk about it now. The people, if I say he's short, hey, they'll say, they'll be insulting. I was like, So I asked, but is he tall? The other time I posted that, I was like this short man, why is he so obsessed with the chief standing to greet him? Is it something that is psychological? They insulted me, abused me. I was like, okay, so I'm sorry, but I really want to ask this question. Is he tall? No, the worst thing they do was to try to gag me.
How do you take the insults, the criticisms, and you're right there in the center of it. People really do bash you.
Oh, every day.
Do you let it just roll off your back? Or do you respond? Or how do you handle that?
I think first, it's been since I've been on Twitter since 2012. So I've had 12 years of grooming. I'm very experienced in it. I used to do a quick clap back. When you say something, I can respond easily, with a quick clap back. But these days I don't. I don't because I realize that some of them actually feed on the response, because if you respond, they get more followers. People like, hey, they start following them because Ghanaians like following stupidity. So they will do that. And we saw it with the gentleman who came to audition and, we dealt with him. And now a lot of people follow Bongo Ideas. I think so. And, people followed him. And I'm so sorry for everything that he has gone through after. The government has dealt with him as well. I'm really sorry that had to happen to him because, look, even though I don't agree with what he says and what he's done, things he said about me, I don't think that I would wish that he'll be tortured and tormented by the government for simply expressing a view. Even if I disagree with that view, doesn't mean that I'll call for him to be beaten or hurt like that. So it's why we speak. Even when we don't agree with people, we still think that, look, you let them talk. That's why we signed up to this democracy. If not, then we will have a different system that is not called democracy. So I see it, but I never respond. Now I don't. I call them full soldiers. I think I have made full soldiers. I don't call them foot soldiers because full soldiers are supposed to be intelligent, very intellectual. Foot soldiers. They are full soldiers. These ones are full soldiers.
They are full.
Yes. I have made it so popular. Now everybody calls them full soldiers. No, it's true. They are. Because full soldiers are people who respond to everything with insults. I call Dr. Bawumia is a bookonomist. I called him a bookonomist, and okay, he's not a bookonomist, but he's XYZ. So show me why you think he really is an economist, not in books, but in reality. And you go, oh, you are ugly, and you are fat, and you are this. You're a full soldier. What is intelligent about what he just said? So I don't. So now I let them, sometimes they'll be dancing in my comment section, and then other people will deal with them. Will deal with them. And I think I want to make this quick point that one of the reasons why I think the whole people believe that I am NDC. Me, it's John Mahama basically. But the reason is that every time I've gone through some kind of public trouble, backlash, when I lost my job at TV3, it was the NDC who stood, who went, on platforms. It's like, are you really gagging here because you think that her views align with us? At Metro TV, it was the NDC, they have, I don't take that for granted because not everyone would get that kind of support that I have gotten. So I never take that for granted. But if they really want to make me a member, they should come and ask me how much. Nobody has. Because, these MP people have been insulting me for a long time. You people, come and let me charge you. Make it official, and make it official. But it's purely for the vision and the person that Mr. Mahama is. I'm sure that if he were not even a politician, he would still be a good human being, who is thoughtful, cares about. It doesn't matter which party you belong to. If you need help, he will help you. I think we need those kind of people in our society, and that's why I didn't mind sticking my neck out to.
I said at the beginning that normally we have a nice 15-minute interview, but sometimes, like today, I call my time, so I'm not letting you go anywhere. Let me sign off to the TV audience and say what I always say for the last. I don't know how many. Do you know how I sign off?
In the meantime, in between time.
You got it. So stick around. She's staying. For those of you on YouTube, next 2 days she'll be on. For those of you watching on TV, on Sunday she'll be on. But until then, let her sign off now that she's got in the thing. In the meantime, in between time, I
am part of here.
The KSM Show.